Good morning, family. How are you? Very good, very good. Well, Father Austin Flannery says that preaching during Advent is like swimming against the tide, not easy. Because as soon as we start cleaning up after Thanksgiving dinner, we are bombarded with the Christmas season. And this year, it seemed like the bombardment began after Halloween, didn't it? So here I am in my purple vestments, swimming against the tide, but it's actually more like swimming against a tsunami. All the holly and hoopla, selling and spending, eating and drinking, carols and cocktails, giving and getting, hope and hopelessness all come roaring in and sweep us away like a tsunami. We gradually see the commercial view of Christmas seeping into the hearts and the imaginations of we who believe. And what happens when we see Santa's favorability rising? Well, the popularity of the carpenter from Nazareth sinks lower and lower, even on his birthday. I came to an awareness of that very much yesterday morning when I went for a walk. As I walked through my neighborhoods and the surrounding neighborhoods, I ran into Santa, Frosty the Snowman, the Grinch, and all these other images in front of people's homes, and it took a while before I finally came across a nativity. I'd like to engage you in a little experiment. What would Christmas be like if we took away Santa, the presents under the tree, no Christmas wish list? If we did no shopping, no wrapping, no Christmas lights or decorating? Imagine not putting up a Christmas tree or leaving your pre-lit tree in the box. What if no one sent Christmas cards? And what if there were no Christmas music when you went to the store? No eggnog, no Christmas cookies, no company holiday party? What if we took away all the trappings of Christmas? What would we do? How would we find Christmas cheer? Would the meaning of Christmas be less real or more real than ever? Try to imagine this, our whole Christmas stripped down to just telling the story of a baby born in a manger in that little town of Bethlehem. A Christmas stripped down to reaching out to those in need, to giving, giving, and giving without a thought of getting. Finding ways to feed the hungry, clothe the cold, helping find jobs for the jobless. Imagine searching the heavens like the Magi did long ago for that star that will lead us to peace, mercy, and justice. A Christmas as simple as coming together to pray and to thank God for having chosen to leave heaven and making his dwelling here among us. As simple as gathering around a table to sing joyful songs and offer yourselves as Christmas gifts to one another and to God. Imagine a Christmas as sharing a meal of bread, blessed and broken, and partaking in the cup of blessings. Imagine a Christmas that embraces the belief that less is more. As Thomas Merton, the spiritual writer, wrote, Advent is the beginning of the end of everything that is not Christ. Think about that one. Let me share that one with you one more time. Advent is the beginning of the end of all that is not Christ. It's a realignment of our hearts and our minds. Advent's not a time to hurry and run around, but it's what we do, isn't it? But really, it's a time to slow down, and sometimes we forget. It's a time to pause and take a few deep breaths and be still before God. Advent is not a time of racing, it is a time of waiting, a time of prayer and to talk to God, and perhaps even more so, a time to sit in the stillness and listen to what God might be whispering to you, and I this Advent season. Advent is not a time for filling up on things. Rather, it's a time for emptying, a time to make room for Jesus in the manger of our hearts. While the world around us says that there's no room at the inn, we must welcome him with open arms. So whether we are healthy or sick, happy or sad, whether we are experiencing plenty or want, good times or bad, we must know that Emmanuel, God, is with us. Well, no need to worry about what Christmas will be like without all the hoopla and trappings, because as soon as we walk out those doors, commercial Christmas will be right in your face. So deck the halls. Gather with your friends and families. Enjoy your tree and your exchange of gifts, or dream of a white Christmas. Because if it leads you to a greater love of God and one another, it's good. Go for it. We just need to ask God for help, for us not to confuse the holly and hoopla, the Black Fridays and the Cyber Mondays, the carols and cocktails, with the real meaning of Christmas and the real purpose of Advent. It's a time to listen to the Baptist, that voice that cries out in the desert, prepare the way of the Lord. Now, I'd like to share something with you that Father Mike Maher, our founding pastor, left us many, many years ago. It's the story of a dream, and I think it fits with today's readings and the homily that I just gave. It goes like this. I had a dream, Joseph. I don't understand it, but I think it was about a birthday celebration for our son. The people in my dream had been preparing for weeks and weeks. They had decorated the house and bought new clothes. They had gone shopping many times and bought many elaborate gifts. It was peculiar, though, because the presents weren't for our son. They wrapped them in beautiful paper and stacked them under a tree. Yes, a tree, Joseph, right inside their homes. They decorated the tree with sparkling ornaments. There was a figure like an angel on top of the tree. Everyone was laughing and happy. They gave gifts to each other, Joseph, not to our son. I don't even think they knew him. They never mentioned his name. I had the strangest feeling that if our Jesus had gone to this celebration, he would have been intruding. How sad for someone not to be wanted at his own birthday party. I'm glad it was a dream. How terrible, Joseph, if it had been real.